What up? This is on the Sick One to Sobriety. My name is Rob, and I'm an alcoholic and drug addict. Let's get straight into it about how it went my first official day of Grupo Escondido, this new rehab, right? The 3 days of that withdrawal room, the Cuarto de Malias, is over. It's time for us to come out. It's time for us to shower. It's time for us to see what this fucking this group is all about. But the last 2 hours, the last day before we got out, right, is when I personally started like listening to what was really happening because I had no clue what a AA meeting really looked like here. Because I at the last rehab I was at the Salvation Army, we did Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, but we all sat in a circle and only a few people would talk, and they would only be for like less than 5 minutes, and then it was just like little shit like that, right? But at this place, I will never forget listening, and I heard like screaming and yelling and banging, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on out there?" And there was just screaming of una señora, some lady was screaming, and she was like yelling at the top of her lungs of all and talking about all her pain and her suffering and everything she's been through and how she never wants to go back to that. And I'm just like, what? Like what? It just like I was like, dude, this is different. This is really, really different. This is no wonder it's called intense therapy. This is it. Like this lady is really getting into her rock bottom, her where she's most hurt at, and she's letting it all out. Wow, this is different. This is it's worth a try, you know? And I was just like, what the fuck, dude? So that's what happened. I remember the house manager, el primero, he said, all right, shower time, motherfuckers. And I don't know what order we went into. I'm pretty sure we went by whoever got there first, right? But I got in the shower. I only washed my ass, my balls, and got out. And I was like, I'll get the rest tomorrow. It's whatever. It's a 5 minute shower. I'm gonna do what I could do. There's a lot of me to wash, so I'm just gonna get the most important parts and vámonos. Got out. I didn't have no toothbrush, no toothpaste, no deodorant. Um, I don't even know where I got everything that I got right there was just hand me downs. I got it like eventually I ended up coming up on socks and eventually I got toothpaste and somebody gave me half of their deodorant, and that's just the way it worked right there. You know, you just gotta appreciate the little bit that you do get and like not really think about what you don't have. I guess that's just the way that program works. So we get out 3 p.m. We have an hour before the meeting at 4 p.m. starts, which is a meeting for the new people que van llegando, la Junta para el Nuevo. I don't know how the hell. I don't know the title of that actual meeting, right? So we're just kicking it. I'm just exploring the house, and then when we're out, after I'm showered and changed, they showed me to my room, and I assumed it was gonna be like Salvation Army, where there's just a few of us in the room, and that's it. Well, no, not here. Everybody's cramped into one room. There was two sets of bunk beds and then two single beds. One of the sets of bunk beds had like a queen size bed on it, and naturally they gave that one to me because I was the biggest one there. And they're like, "Dude, you just sleep right here. I'll sleep on top. Don't even trip. It's all good." And I was all right, cool. I had my bed. It was chilling. And they're like, "All right, so you can't be in the room no more. You know where you're gonna sleep at. You can come back tonight." They're like, "Let's get you situated. I'm doing some chores." I was like, just some stupid little shit. Just start sweeping the fucking the sala, the juntas, right? And the meeting starts. They ring the bell, ding 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 ding, and everybody comes. Oh, hola! Everybody comes filing in. They know what's up with that, right? And they tell me, "All right, Rob, you're gonna sit over here. And these guys are gonna sit over here." So the front row of the meetings is usually just for the new people. Así como van llegando. The more people get there, pues the more you scoot over and shit. So I'm in the front seat looking at the podium right there in front of me. And there's a desk where there's somebody sitting there coordinating the meeting, and they have to read all kinds of fucking, they have to read like a chapter of like Quinto Capítulo, and they have to go over like the 12 steps in Spanish. And I'm just listening to all these words that I have no idea what they mean. And I'm just like, what? Like, Okay, I understand that, I understand this. Like, it was just so weird and awkward. And then I didn't really understand what was gonna happen during the meeting. So I thought they were just everybody was just gonna tell me how the house works and what we do, but no, it was way off. They started going up there one by one, and they introduced themselves just the way I introduced myself at the beginning of the video. Hey, no, mi nombre es Roberto, soy alcohólico drogadicto. Like, everybody started introducing themselves like that, and then they go up there talking about their drug addiction, of how they started, how bad it got for them, and the last time they got high, and how they ended up at that rehab. Some of them had a relapse a few times. Some of them, it was their first time doing that rehab. Some of them have been in and out of rehab all their lives. So it was just a different crowd. And I'm listening to the stories of people, and they're like, yeah, and I stole from my mom. And I was like, okay, check. And they're like, yeah, and I lied to my parents. I was like, okay, check. And they're like, yeah, I got fired from work. Okay, check. And we're all the same here. Like, we're all pieces of shit here. And I was like, dude, I'm in the right place. Everybody is just a everybody is just as big of a piece of shit as I am. I'm okay now. And I kind of like took a breath in and out and just like got comfortable. I was like, okay, nobody here can judge me for what I've done. So I start listening to the stories, and they're getting into it. Some people were already advanced in how to speak at the podium and how to like let go of their story. No se sabían desglosar su historia, su fondo de sufrimiento. And I was just like, damn, this was a sick with it. And a lot of people tend to bang on the podium because it's made out of aluminum. And to grab your attention, like if you're just like you start daydreaming about it, they go bam, bam, you're like, oh shit, you jump up real quick, you're like, oh shit, and it's a trip. It's just how people are, and you're there listening to everybody, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, and then they'll ask you at the end of the meeting, like, hey, what's up? How'd you like the meeting? And I was like, okay, I was just like, oh no, sí me gustó, todo bien, yeah, everything's fine, okay, cool. And that's all you have to answer. I've never understood why they'll ask you, "Oh, how'd you do? How'd you like the meeting?" And the motherfuckers will just start talking for like want to talk for like 5 minutes. Like, fool, I just asked you one question that was needed a 2-word answer. Like, why you keep talking? And I always tripped on that shit. Fucking piss me off. So after the meeting, dinner time, 6 p.m. Ain't nothing in that house but Jesus Christ and beans and rice. Just one spoonful of beans, one spoonful of rice. I was hungry. I was hungry all the time in there. As you can see, I could eat. So that's just the food that it was. That's just the way it is, you know? And I remember we ate dinner, and the next meeting, we have 1 hour, not to bullshit, even though some of us did, but we have 1 hour to do our chores again. And then 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock was the last meeting of the night. And you just, now that meeting at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. is for all the visitors, for all the servidores, the governing body that show up. They go up there and talk, or like I said, the visitors, they'll come and talk. And everybody that goes there knows that the person in the front seat, in the first seat, in la primera silla, is the newest one there. So they'll kind of direct their therapy towards me, and they're like, nah, porque también vales verga. And this guy like, oh, you're just sitting there catching strange, like, like you just can't get away from it. Like, it's fucked up. And it's something that people can't like endure. Did I say that right? Endure. I don't know. You're sitting there and people are talking shit. They're not talking directly to you, right? But some of us are so fucking smoked out that we call it se enchalecan. Ven enchalecado. That means you put your vest on, and the vest fits you just right. Right? Some people will start tripping that they're getting talked about, and they just can't handle it. And then they start moving around like, oh shit, oh shit. And I remember hearing the phrase, haciendo guacamole con el culo. And I was like, what? I was like, dude, these fucking Mexicans have the best sayings ever. And I was like, guacamole con el culo, what the fuck? That's what it means when you're just like, you can't sit still because these guys are talking some true shit and you just can't handle the truth because you can't handle the truth. That's just what happens, you know? And I seen it, and it happened to me, and I seen it happen to other people, and I'm just like, dude, what kind of fucking place did I come to? Like, this is a trip. But my plan in the back of my head since the first rehab I went to was always, when I'm done with this program, I'm gonna go live with my brother and his wife because they told me. So that's what I wanted to do, right? So this meeting is over from 7 to 9 p.m. and they put us in the fucking in our room. So it's time to go to sleep. You could that last hour, 10 o'clock is lights out. Everybody has to be in bed. So you from 9 for whenever that last meeting ends, you have till 10 p.m. to kick it. And people smoke cigarettes. Oh, and then I forgot to say that once they let us out the room after we shower after at 3 p.m., now we could put sugar in our tea, and we could drink coffee and put sugar in our coffee. Dude, that's the most amazing thing ever. You do not know how much a motherfucker appreciates sugar in his tea or coffee after getting out of that room. It's awesome. It's awesome. So, anyways, it's time to go to that room, and I'm in this room with five other strangers, right? And it's I don't know. I don't know how fucked up it's gonna sound, but I feel different sleeping in the room with five Chicanos than sleeping in the room with five Mexicanos. It's just different vibes. It's just different. I don't know. It's just different. I don't know how else to explain it. And the difference is the Mexicans are funnier because these motherfuckers are talking shit. And there was one dude that was like goners. This motherfucker was like talking to sleep, like hardcore. I don't know. Like he had violent dreams, and I'm just like, whoa. And like these guys just be clowning on each other, capping on each other. And I'm like, what? Like it's real camaraderie because we're all going through the same bullshit. We're all trying to face the same. We're all trying to get to the same goal: is get better and get out of here and do something with our lives. So that first night, it was hard for me to sleep. I was just in a strange place with dudes in there. Like fuck, like I had already came down those 3 days, so I didn't need to sleep no more. Like I didn't need to sleep it off. So I'm just like there, like como les digo, the responsibility thoughts start kicking in. Like fuck, man, I could have been out there right now working. So yeah, I'm the one that wanted to be working and fuck that shit. Right? I wanted to be working and pay my bills, but it's the same shit you just go through, man. It's very painful at the beginning. It sucks. It sucks that and anybody that has ever gone through the annexo could probably agree with me that the first nights are some of the heaviest nights you have there. But it all started going up. It all started getting better. The experiences, the experience that I had through that first annexo, keyword, that first annexo was something that I'll never forget. And I am definitely looking forward to sharing all of that with y'all.